Evening, everyone. Evening. So sorry for delay. And I'm recording this very late. So, yeah, that's that. But nevertheless, we can begin. This time, I'm not gonna teach anything, but I'm actually gonna show you some of the projects I've been working on. Like, for instance, oh, sorry. I have coded this app code known as coding MP33 MP okay, music player 3 and videos in web. Firstly, I'll start with code. Well, the source code, like okay, every app that I've just created, that I have created, they're simply they're simply 9 with the same controllers. In my previous video, the controllers, just using the same controllers, you can make such apps. Just in this case, I just use one controller, and it's known as the edit. It's known as the create a code edit, and this one you use it for and only for coding. Like for example, if you're making a code editor or something like that, that's where you use code edit. So you can run this app, and then the moment you run it will bring this thing, and you can double click it, and then it will paste our HTML text, everything that was written. But in this case, the only thing that the code edit does is that it's like a coding environment, but you need a place where to run that coding environment, and that's why we use what's this, web view. So in this case, it's the only thing that code edit does. So apart from that, I have also added this functionality known as code edit set on double tap. Nanda, when I double tapped, it actually pasted everything, and that's one of the methods it has. You can check that in the documentation. And then now, without further ado, let me go to the other app. And then the other app, it's called web. Well, what web does, right, is that okay, this is one of the projects I was working on. What web does is that you can load any URL. URL stands for Universal Resource Locator. Anything, either locally or remotely, meaning that you can also just load www.google.com. It will load, and then these files are actually one of my internal files that I was working on. And yeah, yes, so I just loaded one of the HTMLs I was working on. Okay, and then the other one is it's video. What video does is that you can actually just make your own, well, video. And okay, I didn't change the button's name, but yeah, you can start and stop it. So yeah, that's what video does. And my other app, and coding it, I forgot to talk about coding. The coding is still the same, similar, but in this case, I actually need to show you somewhere where we use both code edit and web view, and show you how these things actually work hand in hand. First, let's paste our text. After we paste it, what we can do is that now you have seen how it is simple basic HTML text, plain text, and now we can run it on the web view. Please don't forget this part. There is an alert box just right here. There's an alert box, and then after the alert box, then there is a printing in the console. What web view does for you is that it already has a built-in console functionality, which you yourself can accustom and all. So once I click on view, it brings on hello, I am an alert. And then you remember the pop-up, like a pop-up which displays everything in the console. Yes, that's how it is. And it also prints out every there's the HTML file, as we say, the web page. So this what is there, everything that's there. We write it the same. I am an alert box, and here I'm in pop-up which displays everything in the console. Remember that console.log, I wrote this thing. I'm in pop-up which displays everything in the console. But let me just show you the brief code, and in case you want this code, I can send it to you. You can just ask, then I'll send it to you. Everything, the SDK, I'll send it to you, the APK, everything. And one of my okay, yeah, that's the code. Just simple HTML. And yeah, honestly, let me check again. And okay, yeah, just that. but this part of the code actually don't need it. All this just makes it look very long. So let me just remove this part. You see, like, it's actually a short application when you think about it. It's not even that big. Up to where? Up to here. Okay, let me just remove this. Okay, let me just cut it. Maybe cutting what? Okay, let me just put this. All right. Run it. It will still do the same functionality. Paste this. After we paste it, oh, now here's another error. Okay, yeah, it has I copied another app issue, but it's fine. As you can see in the code, it's very simple. Like, the most important thing is the code edit. Don't forget to specify your language, your background, and also your padding. Okay, in other words, just the code edit itself, just this alone, and adding it to the layout. That's fine. Just that, just those two. The button, and the reason we're using a button is because when the on click, on touch, like every time when you touch the button, we want it to load the HTML that we just created on the edit text, on the code edit, sorry. And that's the reason of the button. That's all. And the reason why we're also having another function known as console, it's like to display everything that will be on the console. And in this case, we put it in the pop-up, in the showed pop-up. That's that. And then my last favorite project, seriously, this project, I actually love it. It's music player. It's a bit different because it has some functionalities, but trust me, it's easy. Don't be deceived by these things, because everything here you can actually make. Like, starting with let's start with the layout. You can make the layout, you can make the layout itself, you can make it, the text you can make it, this another text you can make it, an image you can make it, a text you can make it, another text you can make it, another text you can make it, and a button you can make it, a sick bar you can make it, and that's all. See, everything that I mentioned in my previous video you can actually make with this. So, but the only different part is applying the functionalities of the same of the application, of the on click events, the on touch events. Like, I guess that's the most challenging, but nevertheless it's kind of easy. And if you have a programming background, even though you don't have, it's fine, but in case you have, it will be much better, because you understand that programming, it's not about memorizing certain things, but rather understanding them. So even though you might have a different background, like maybe you are learning a different programming language, don't worry. As long as you have an idea on how to go about it, it will be very easy for you to relate with the same DroidScript in terms of functionalities. And later on I'll talk about functions, but for now, this is what Music Player 3 does. It's an app which looks like, okay, sorry about that. Let me just reload it. It looks something else. It asks you to choose a song, and I'll choose by far one of my favorite tracks. It's by Dixie. It's called You Are Mine. It's nice. But even those have to take your heart, you can pause the music away when for so long took out all the pictures of stop it, and the moment you stop it, the taskbar goes back. And the moment you move the taskbar, then play, you know they adore you, so how can I tell them? It actually displays the name of the artist on top. But for this one, for the music player, I'll actually send you the source code in the description. You find the source code in the description. You actually find the SPK, and the SPK is the one that you can load on DroidScript. Please don't forget to load it on DroidScript alone. It's not APK, but rather it works with DroidScript, and then from there you can build your own APK. So thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the video.